Hi, Uli here. This is just a simple CLI Web SASS sort of boilerplate. So let's start and run npm init. I set up here my own configuration, so when it looks a bit different for you, that's okay. Run that one here. And then install our packages we are using for that one. And here we're using BrowserSync, then build number generator, some CLI stuff for copying, deleting, then we have creating directories and replacing in files. As well, we are minifying our project, zipping it for backup, npm run all, and of course SASS. So let's run that one. I have as well here a README file, some little information about this boilerplate, the variables I'm using for Windows and Mac. I haven't tested it on Mac or Linux. This one I used here only on Windows. Then how I use the package.json, the minimalistic information I need for package.json, as well license information and so on. Here are the config variables I'm using to run this whole project. For example, I have here the backup paths on my OneDrive. Then I'm using different ports, and here I have a spelling mistake. I will fix that later. Then more information about the package.json and the packages I installed, like the build number generator. I can add a build number to a config variable. I call it build. Is how it works for Mac and Linux. Still not tested. And then all the other packaging. You have two options: install it globally or install it just what I did as dev dependencies. There is pro and cons for that. As well here BrowserSync and so on. So let's close that one and open the package.json. Here we have all the stuff and then the config. Let's add those variables. So these variables I will use here in the script. Let's start that one. The first one, what I want to do is build my build number and add it to variable like the string you saw before. Using that as in the command line, the build num gen. More information you find in the links from the README file. And then I just added with npm config set the build variable. When I add something, I have to delete it. So I use a command to delete it. As well, I use the copy package to copy all from my source to my disk. And here, this is how I'm using the npm package config dist, this config coming from here. And of course, I have to delete the stuff as well. Because, for example, when I backup it or want to generate it new and so on, I delete it before. As I copy everything what is in here, so we have here as well SASS, and I don't need it for my finished project, so I delete the SASS folder. Then I add versioning to my HTML file, so let me open that one. Here I add the string version equals and nothing here, and you probably know when you update your project, maybe is everything in the cache of the browser. So we need some sort of versioning that the browser always get a new version. And this I do here. And here I'm using the npm package version, what comes from here. And then the build number, and replace it then in my dist dir, what is here public. After that, I want to minify my HTML as well my styles and my scripts. So basically, what I'm doing here, I have here the scripts, I have here the styles, and here my HTML. And what I'm doing is I'm overriding what is actually already copied. I did it this way because if I have here more than only my styles, my JavaScript and HTML, I want to be able to, for example, images, copying and so on. This one is like set it up, forget about it, and it should run without any changes. Then I have here my backup here, what comes from here, so the path for my backup, and I give it the name of the npm package name, what is coming from here. After I create my backup, I want to zip it, and the way it works here, I use 7-zip and then put everything from this one, but I exclude, for example, the node modules. You could actually exclude here as well more. For example, I do delete the public folder, but you can just exclude it. So then I will run some servers. I have one with BrowserSync online so that I can test with my mobile phones and everything, even TV, everything what is in your local network. And I start the browser Chrome. Of course, I need something offline, so I use this, for example, when I don't want to use too much resources, and as well when I'm not at home in my private network, for example, in a public Wi-Fi, then of course I use offline. As well, I want to run dist folder, so when I have here my public files, I want to check is everything in order there. And last but not least, we have to watch SASS. So this everything with the underscore, it's a sort of function for me where I'm not running it this one here. The way I run it is I build my project here with the colon, and here now I'm using all the stuff, for example npm run all, and then I delete the dist folder, then I copy everything, then I delete SASS, then I delete my build variable. Even it maybe not exist, I don't get an error, but then I edit. I deleted before, so for example it's for my other project still in there, I forgot to delete it, or something crashed and it did not delete properly, so that's why I did this way. Then I minify my stuff. After the minification I have to versioning my HTML, and then I delete again my build variable. Then I have backup my project as well, synchronized here, the same stuff, except then I go create my backup here. If it's already there, it doesn't create it again, it doesn't delete it as well. Then I delete my dist folder and then backup the project, as well removing the build variable. Then I have 3 servers I will run, one for offline, one for online, and one for my dist folder. And the offline and online running in parallel because I'm using my server, and as well I'm watching SASS. But for dist I don't need to watch SASS as I don't have any SASS files there, only my CSS. So first run the project with run dist. I can hover here and then run this one. After everything is copied, I can see in Chrome my beautiful website. So let's stop that one. So open here I have now my public stuff, and this is my minified HTML. And here you see then the version number for the version for my project, and here's the build number. I let that open now and create it again so you can see all the steps. With Shift Control and B I can run my commands here, and the last one is run dist. And here you can see then I copy everything from source. After this one I see minification, and then I get my version number. And of course I have to close all those ones. And now they're not running anymore in the background. When I open my browser, reloading that one, it should not work. So let's try the backup. For this one, I want to add my file explorer so that you can see here is my project. I got already the folder. So with Shift, Control and B, I run then my backup. And now you can see here's my project as well with my build number. And every time you change something, you just can easily back it up. And you can see that this file doesn't exist anymore because it was cleared from my backup. So that's all for me. I hope it's useful for you. You can use it. Let me know in the comments if you have a project for using something like that and you want to see that I'm building as well a website with this boilerplate. Bye. Please consider to subscribe. Hit the like icon and share my video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell and watch my other videos.